What's up, YouTubers? So this video is about brake pulsations. So, a few variables for brake pulsations. Is it a vehicle that has that characteristic? You know, I've had brand new vehicles start to show signs of brake pulsations at 10,000 miles. Why is that? It's because of the way that I drive the car. So abusing your brakes will cause your vehicle to have a brake pedal pulsation sooner than later. But if you're not the type of customer who drives their vehicle hard and you get a brake pedal pulsation, you need to make sure that, one, is it driver? Is it the driver? Is it that the wheels were improperly torqued? Is there a caliper brake hose condition? So typically, if you have a newer car and you experience these problems, you can rest assured that it probably doesn't have a caliper or brake hose problem, things of that nature. If you got a car that's 10 years old, there's a lot of variables there. So the braking system's in good working order. You put new brake pads and rotors on, and you have a pulsation. It could have been that the rotor was dropped in shipping and handling, and it didn't show up right away. It could be the product itself is cheap cast steel. But if we rule out all the stuff that could be, and we'll get right down to it. So you put good quality rotors on, good quality brake pads. You don't drive hard, normal used vehicle. You're not a delivery driver, things of that nature. And you develop a pulsation. And you torque the wheels properly. There's no front end issues. So all the variables are aside, we're just getting to, we know everything is good and with a good quality material, and I get a pulsation. Well, what happens is that the quality of the parts today, and we're gonna start at the wheel bearing flange or the hub bearing, has run out in it. And what that means is how they save on their standards of quality inspections is that there's run out in the wheel hub or the rotor. And what I mean by that is whatever this rotor is bolting to, right? The mating surface here, okay, has run out in it for one reason or another. Is it because the flange that's on there is old? Was it in an accident? A lot of variables there. So we're gonna say that we know everything's okay and you still get a pulsation after the brake job. Well, then that means you need your rotor matched. So you're matching the run out to the hub. The hub is what the rotor bolts to, and there's run out in the hub right here, okay? So what happens is when you torque this down and these get hot, it takes on the run out, okay, or the pulsation run out. What you need to do at this point is you need to go to a shop that has an on-the-car brake lathe and have your rotors matched, matching the run out to the hub. That is pretty much the only way to resolve that type of issue. That's the way it goes. And it starts with the manufacturing of the hubs. That's just where it's at. If you have an older car and it's rust pitted and worn out and rust built up and scaling, you're not fixing that. You need to replace that hub and, you know, put new hubs on and new rotors. And hope that the aftermarket ones have a higher quality of standards, that their run out is 0. Over torquing your lug nuts can cause that problem too. Another issue that causes a brake pedal pulsation or feel like that is variations in thickness. And this comes on old rotors. So I'm going to give you an example of variation in thickness right here. Look. So this spot of the rotor is lower than this spot where the brake pad was making contact. So this is a variation in thickness all the way across. So if you have a surface that looks like waves, that's variation in thickness, and the brake pad can move around and cause all type of pedal sensations that the driver can feel. But keep in mind, this isn't very, very, very common. I know Honda's definitely recommended that years and years and years ago. But I know a lot of dealerships today machine their rotors on the car. They rotor match them and eliminates the pulsations. I've leased Kias for the last, 12 years. And like I said, I drive hard, and I seem like to have a slight pulsation at 10,000 miles. And by the time my lease is up, I have a pretty nasty brake pulsation, but that's because I abuse the crap out of the car. And that's it. I hope this helps somebody. So if you have a continual brake pulsation problem and you have a low mileage car, yes, and everything is in good working order and you didn't cause the pulsation to happen, then you need to have your rotors machined matched, done on the car. And if you have an older vehicle, it needs some inspection and looking at, and make sure everything's in working order, and then the wheel hubs don't have corrosion or rust on them, and then start from there. Thanks for watching.